Good Friday evening. Welcome to Friday Minecraft with Isu Gaming. We are going to be playing Vault Hunters this evening. It's been a bit since we played Vault Hunters, a couple of weeks, I think. And I've been playing offline in the solo single-player world off and on. I'll give you a tour kind of as to where we're at right now, but today we were met with a challenge that could only be solved. Well, that's not true. The easiest way to solve this challenge was through mods. So we have unlocked thermal expansion. I have unlocked it one time before in an earlier Vault Hunters playthrough, and I'm not very good with it. So we're going to learn. We're going to learn together. So first thing, we're here kind of in the storage area of my Sky Island. And I don't know if you've run into this with your playthroughs, but sometimes the drawer textures just don't load and you can see the framed drawers and you can see right through them. F3 and A, reload your chunks. Don't know why that happens. It's kind of weird, but only seems to happen on the first playthrough. So the other day I unlocked drawers and we kind of got a basic drawer system set up. Still a whole lot of items that need to get stored and a whole bunch of more drawers that need to be constructed. But in addition to that, I unlocked refined storage. Unfortunately, I died my grid, but and to power refined storage, I unlocked power. I used my mod boxes, and we got a blazing thermal generator, so yay, and a energy cell, so we're currently storing 40 million FE. So essentially we got that for free. I did build up the crystal making system because I wanted a block of blazing crystal, which you can see here is under the thermal generator. So we did convert all of that. We also unlocked colossal chests, which is now part of the refined system. So you'll see there's an external storage connected to the colossal chest, and there's some stuff going on over here too, including wireless. So we got that going. And then earlier today, I set up a modular router to do some AFK fishing for me. Well, active fishing for me. So it's off here fishing away merrily. Obviously, we built out this platform. We built out this other platform just to kind of get an area underneath it. So we've relocated a lot of the items that I had started doing there. I have built a second colossal chest. This one does nothing but jewels at this point in time. So it's just kind of chilling out. The refined system is connected here, and then I've got a grid set over here set to just filter the jewels as well as show me the faceted focuses, and we do that using a whitelist filter on the grid. We got name tags that showed up on one of the crystals. So we have our name tag man. Let's see. We did get a treasure room on my last run in the vault. And then the other thing is I did a raw vault to try to get some base resources here. And you'll see there's still a whole bunch in here that need to be sorted out. Which I should probably... Many different resources are in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 in there. Yeah, I've got 11 knowledge stars, so we'll talk about that. 10, 11, 12. Any of these dudes? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, we need some more drawers. So let's go ahead and do that. We want to set the drawers up here for thermal. Uh, let's see. Let's make 10 more 2x2 drawers. Okay, should have enough sticks. I think. Yep. Powder. One of those. And we need deep slate tiles. Keys. All right. I think we will put these drawers on this side over here. Okay, well, that's one way to get stuff into the drawer system. I forgot that this was queued up to send. But hey. Goodbye. Oop, magnet is on. Goodbye, polished deep slate. Okay. Go ahead and lock these drawers. Okay. Go get all of these into... Hold on, make sure I have them already. Not. Get these into drawers. Rotten lead. Curtis quartz crystals, which are going to tell me I can't do that. So we will key, please. That end up in the drawer. It did. Using the system. All right. Do the same thing with the Curtis quartz dust. Okay. Actually, you know what? We're just going to put all of you, and you. Should be. Yep. Okay. Put that key away. Pick up the backpack. All right. So all of the polished blocks are garbage. The dripstone bricks are garbage. The cut dripstone. Oh, skystone is something we need to put into storage. Good. Thank you, AE. I love you. All right. I want to keep those blocks. Let's get rid of these ones. So it had been my intention to unlock create. I was going to do create. And then I put a crystal on today and we got 61 lily pads. So the way that you get lily pads, I think there might be in the vault, but I know at one point they weren't, so I'm hoping that they were added in the raw vaults. I didn't go looking, if I'm honest. But the number that we would get in a vault is relatively small, if I'm honest. And 61 is a lot. So I looked and said, okay, well, how can we get lily pads? We could go Botania. We could go thermal for Fido, which I really put a lot of thought into. Or we can go into botany pots. And then I looked at my options. I really want to get mob spawners. So if we go botany pots, we're going to delay that. If we go Fido, we're going to delay that. Is it ridiculous? No, it would take mob spawners to 15 knowledge stars. It would take botany pots to 16. And Fido would go to 14 knowledge stars after purchasing mob spawners. We also want to get dark utilities because it just makes the mob spawners work way, way, way better. So thinking about my options, I was like, what am I going to do? Enter the aquatic entangler. So the aquatic entangler, wow, is essentially an auto fisher. And what that means for us in thermal expansion ways is that we can set this up, if we want to speed it up, we can put in a junk net, and that should capture lily pads for us. We have two separate areas that where we have lots of water. So we're going to try the aquatic entangler route to hope that we get a lot of lily pads. But in order to make this, we needed to make bronze, and in order to make bronze, we needed to get tin. I think both bronze ingots. Sorry. Yeah. We need to be able to get bronze in some way, and the way you make bronze in the thermal world. Where is it? You need copper dust and tin dust. And we get tin dust by crushing tin ingots in a crusher for mechanism, so that's not going to help us. However, I believe that we can... Let me make sure I click on the thermal tin. Here we go. We can pulverize the tin ore and raw tin into tin dust, and then also we get apatite from if we were to put in a catalyst, which is going to be basalt powder, flint in this case. So not that we have a lot of flint, but now that we have thermal, we can make all the flint we want, and we make a cobble generator, and that will make all of the gravel, and we can then make all the flint that we want. So long story short, we need to make bronze. So I believe we are going to need to get a we're going to need to get a pulverizer, so that is our next craft. So we need to make copper gears. We need 2 of those. I guess I could actually pulverizer. There it is. We're going to need to make a redstone flux coil. We're going to need blocks of flint, which I hope I have enough flint. I do. And then we need to make a machine frame. So we now have a pulverizer. Welcome to the team, pulverizer. At power. We're going to need to make more energy cable. Basic energy cable. I need more dielectric paste. Because of course we are. Make a stack of that. I believe I just clicked on the power cable. There. We need more of these ones. And then we're going to need a basic capacitor, which needs those. Those. And we make 12 more power cables. Why they don't stack? Okay, they stack now. I did not realize we get XP from this, so at some point this fishing rod's going to break, but we'll deal with it when that happens. So we need to power our pulverizer. And I don't know that I made enough power cables. Quite frankly, it doesn't look like I did, but that's okay. We will get there. Nope. Almost enough. However, we have wireless crafting, so let's take advantage of it. Go. And we have more power cables. Okay, you should have power now. Yep. These basic cables will transmit 2000 FE per tick. So that's probably enough for what we need right now. And then we needed bronze blend requires tin dust. So we need to find our tin. Oh, apparently we have both kinds, but we'll go with the thermal tin. So let's put it in the pulverizer. Go ahead and put in a stack of flint just for catalyst for additional chance at resources. Now, it is slow. We need to put in some augments, but we are not quite in a place right now. Or I shouldn't say that. We need to essentially... I need to remember what augments it needs. I believe I need... Well, we need one of these to help speed things up. So these are the integral components. And then I need, if I'm not... just one of these. Fluid filter, item filter, no. Is it the high flux RF coil? No, it doesn't ring a bell. Ah, here it is. The flux linkage amplifier. So if I remember correctly, we need an integral component and then 3 of the flux linkage amplifiers, which is going to require this plate, which requires electrum, which electrum requires... how do we make electrum? Electrum blend is silver dust and gold dust together, so we'll need to grind those up as well. Also, barrel. Barrel, please. And a second barrel. I want you to... Why are you not auto? Auto output is enabled. Front, bottom, back, right, no, top, front. That's the back. Why are you... So we have raw silver. We put silver in there. Auto input is enabled from the top. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, now it's pushing it. But this will pull in that, and then we need to get gold dust. Which is... There was... Yeah. Electrum. We cook... Get the electrum blend, we need gold dust. And gold dust we get from pulverizing copper, and we get a chance at gold dust that way. Otherwise, we can crush gold ingots or raw gold. So, go ahead and crush some gold ingots and this one piece of raw gold ore that we have. Okay. How about our integral components? What do I need to craft? So base level 1 is going to require Invar. Invar requires iron dust, nickel dust. Or I guess I could technically make fire charges, but we really want to go this route. So nickel dust and iron dust. So let's look at iron. Go ahead and grab a stack of those. There is raw nickel. We'll add that to the queue to be crushed. All right. However, what we needed was tin. So let's grab that. We are slowly starting to unlock thermal stuff. Okay, so we need to do, for the aqueous accumulator, we need to... Not aqueous accumulator, that's the water collection, excuse me, the aquatic entangler. So we need to make bronze, so now that we have the tin dust... We can... No, we're making that. You can tell I haven't done a whole lot with thermal. So fire charges is was one way to make 4 of these. I believe that we can also combine it in an induction smelter. So that is the next piece of equipment that we need to make, and then we can essentially combine the tin and copper together to get bronze. So an induction smelter is going to take a blast furnace, which, okay, no problem. Induction smelter. Need a machine frame. Sand, no biggie. Redstone flux, no biggie. And Invar gear, which is what we're working on. So we're once again waiting for iron dust and nickel dust to do its thing. So we are just waiting around for the pulverizer to pulverize all of the pulverizey things. So back into the barrel with you for the moment. Go auto fisher. Food. Anyways, so we unlocked thermal. We had 15 knowledge stars. My thought process at the moment on my other mods is like I said, I want to go mob spawners. We could go Fido if we wanted to. If we want to delay things, and we would be able to get a fair bit of... or we would be able to quickly get our lily pads, and then we can get back into... Wait, why did that zoom in? I have no idea. And then we could get back into the vaults quicker. So there's something to be said about that. But like I said, I'm really interested in mob spawners. We're going to run into a situation where the altar is going to start asking for items from mobs. Like the minute we get Nautilus shells, we're going to need a drowned egg. Elevators is on the list just because I'm tired of going up and down. But again, that's not a huge rush. Belts is also a consideration. But I'm running around with 4 double pouches right now, and it's functional. But if we end up getting mob spawners, we're going to want to get dark utilities, which is going to then allow us to manage those mobs pretty quickly. The other option, of course, is this. We could save up for one of these other big mods, but they're all now 18 knowledge stars, so I think those are on hold for the time being. So we're sitting on, like, if I say 11, yeah, we are sitting on 11 knowledge stars. Mob spawners would be 3, dark utilities would be 6, so that's 9. That would leave us with 2 extra knowledge stars. We could go Fido, like I said, and then just... immediately get back in the vaults, which is there is definitely desire there, because if we get back in the vaults, we can start getting more knowledge, and more knowledge means we can unlock more things. So we could potentially go belts and then go Fido. And that would be 2. That would be 7. But then mob spawners then becomes 15. Oh yeah, waystones is also something that we might want. Our ice farm, although we don't need it anymore now that we have thermal, we can make ice, but our ice farm's way over here. It's not that far away, but you know, this was the ill-fated destination where I thought we could make ice, and then we had to revert to this over here, and then of course this is the squid farm. So basically we did the storage. We moved all of the items from manual storage over here. This is now basically tree farm. We have the lava farm still chilling over here. Cocoa beans. And then we have our other farms over here. We have a mix of everything kind of going on down over here. Wheat, and then we have lots and lots of wheat and beetroot up here because fortune doesn't work on wheat or doesn't work on wheat. So having lots and lots and lots of wheat is a necessity if the vaulter asks for it or when we're breeding our animals. And then we have melon, pumpkins, cactus, all of the basics kind of chilling here. Kelp farm as well as a sea pickle farm down there. And at this point, we're just killing time until thermal decides to crush all this stuff for us. It's going to take a minute, although we have moved on to the silver, so we should start seeing silver dust in here, which is great. But how's everybody's week? My week was chaotic. My internet provider actually had me down for the last 2 days, and when you work from home, that's a little bit of a struggle. But luckily, it's been a slow week, so I was able to take care of most of what I needed on a hotspot. My wife is working from home as well, so it kind of inconvenienced her, but we figured that out, and we got through that. Otherwise, it's been my craziness of 3 months has come to an end. So about 3 months out of a year, in my job, we do budget. And we have gotten through that 3 months, which is great. And now we're just kind of chilling and waiting for the outcome of the budget to see if we have to make any tweaks, which is great. Let's go ahead and pre-plan for some expansion for some additional machines. So the colossal chest is basically our storage overflow. Anything that's not in drawers ends up over here. So mostly non-stackable items or things that we're not going to get a whole lot of individual items for, like black chromatic steel, for instance, is not something we're going to get a whole lot of. I think we're up to 7 or 8 black chromatic steel. 7. And that is from mostly from quests and a couple of purchases off the black market. Like it just reset. How many shards do we have? 1100. Oh, a thing is screaming at me from the shop. We're currently working on a light the monolith vault that's going to give us 2 black chromatic steel and a find a vault shield, which would give us 2 echo. I don't necessarily need the echo. We're doing okay on echo. We have 9. We're not really making anything that needs it, but otherwise we're just chilling. Alright, what did I need the silver for? Silver was to make an electric. Do I need gold dust? Okay. Is that what's next? It is. Then it'll get to the iron, and then it'll get to the nickel. So how close to the silver? Oh, it is. This is so slow. We really, 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 really need the upgrades. That's... bar. I guess we can speed into the Invar real quick by making fire charges, because I think we have everything we need to make some fire charges. So that, I think, might be our shortcut here while we're waiting. Because... oh, wait, do I don't have nickel. Nickel is yet to be crowned. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we're just waiting. You know what we could do while we're... although it's not going to process while we're in a vault. I'm like, we could run a raw vault to get some more... or try to get some more ores. That might actually be worth our time. See, I've got one skill. We're currently at speed 3. Could drop witchery, but I've been getting a lot of purchases off the black market. We would need 2 points to go into another for undead mastery. We'll just put it in Vein Miner for now. Until we decide what to do with it. See if there's any other way of getting around. Yeah, we need nickel. I guess we could cook some nickel. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that. What would it take to make a Fido? Aluminum gear, which requires aluminum ingot, which requires what? 10 silver glowstone dust. Oh, that's not bad. Production smelter. Oh, hello, Phantoms. I've been waiting for you. Come on, give me your membranes. We got 8 out of that. That's not bad. Oh, we got a trinket the other day. So we got the free trinket, which gave us the crystal ball, which increases mana by 100%. And then we also got a trinket in our last run. No, we got 3 runs ago. I don't remember. It had 27 charges, so 4 runs ago. Although 1 was a raw vault. We did get a trinket. We got Wendar's hourglass, so we get an extra 2.5 minutes in the vaults if we want. I forgot that raw vaults count, so I did burn a charge of each in a raw vault. Well, then I went and got all of this ore that you see here. Okay, that nickel should be... Alright. What are we going to use this for? Wish I knew thermal better than I do, but I guess this is the way we're going to kind of work our way through it. So we need Invar. Invar is going to take iron dust. Oh, no, we can use iron ingots. Okay, so we need to make fire charges. Let us make some fire charges. Alright, so we made Invar. So now we can make one of those. So we can make our hardened integral components. And our reinforced one's going to require signalum and electrum, so we're working on the electrum right now. So let's go ahead and put this into here. That should speed it up. Yes. It's now twice as fast. Still slow, but still, it's twice as fast, but slow. It also holds a whole lot more power. Although I'm guessing we didn't make a huge dent yet. No, we still have 40 million. Yeah. Yeah, it's only using 40 RF a tick. And then the upgrade, I think that if I remember correctly, yeah, we want the flux linkage amplifier. Increases process speed, but reduces RF efficiency. And if I remember correctly, we want 3 of these. But electrum plate, we're going to have to make a multi-servo press to crush electrum, which we don't have yet, because we're working on getting that. That's the gold dust, gold and silver, although we have silver now. Alright, so... flux linkage amplifier. Although apparently we need to cook lead. Have we... Oh, we have started to make lead. Go cook us some lead. Oh, I could only make 1. 2. I have failed. Alright. You... Alright, electrum plate. We're gonna need electrum. Electrum we need... okay, that's fine for the moment. Then I need a multi-servo press, which is here. Constantine and bronze. We have not crushed the tin yet. We have. Oh, we do have tin dust. Okay. Multi-servo Okay, so we need to make some bronze. No big deal. Constantine is going to require Constantine ingots, which is nickel and copper. We have nickel. That is set to be ground up. We're busy crushing the iron. Let's go ahead and we've got some of that. We're just going to jump the line with the nickel. Please serve our press. Oop. Okay. I need 2 gears. Got them. And we need a flux coil. And here is our multi-servo press. Yay, multi-servo press. So go there. And then I need you to need the electrum. I need 2 electrum plates. So that's gonna be 1 for 1. Okay. That will crush into plates. Got 'em. What did we need these for again? Oh, we were making a flux thing. That should now speed it up. Yep. Cool. All right, so we need a bronze gear for the aquatic entangler. What do we need to make bronze? Oh, and I think we need a particular furnace. Bronze. Wrong bronze. I don't want mechanism bronze. I want the other. I want this. All right. So we need copper dust, tin dust. Do we have tin dust? Yes. Now we need bronze. Go ahead and make those. Okay, there's our gear. Fishing rods, deal. And then a redstone servo. Have aquatic entangler. Okay. So now we need to make a junk net. And I think that's everything we need to start hopefully catching lily pads. We'll find out. Oh, this takes augmentation too? Okay. I did not realize it. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised that it can be augmented, but didn't even think about it. You know, I don't know if this has to be off by itself. So let's put it out 2 blocks. I'm assuming it takes the same upgrade. Well, no, it wouldn't necessarily because this isn't using power. I honestly don't know. Uh, the site that I'm reading about doesn't mention Redstone control security. This is an older version. Ah, okay. I will have to figure out what augments, if any, need to go into this. All right, well, we're going to leave that there. Hold on, are we getting the animation? There we are. So this is a big enough water pool. I suspect we're going to be unlocking the Fido here for too long, if I'm honest. And just delaying mob spawners. But hey, this thing's caught 3 lily pads all by its lonesome. Oh, you're done crushing. Occurs to me that tin dust, silver dust, that's already in its place. Cage dust is its thing. Not sure why I put glowstone there, but hey, we're gonna go with it. That's fine. Oh, we have a lot of appetite. there anything else that we have like a ton of stuff? No, looks like it's out. Key. Let us quickly. Gold upgrade. Gold upgrade. Wrong one. 1, 2, 4. Crush those, please. We want 2 more of these. Two more of Christmas. 2 of those. I'm gonna need 4 lead gear. Not have the lead. Crush the lead, please. I thought I did make lead dust. Apparently not. Right, it's doing its thing. Flux link. Lead. Why are you turning into a mechanism? Alright, let's go see if we've got anything in the aquatic accumulator while this is doing its thing. Yay! Nice. Okay, so that will slowly accumulate lily pads. So we may not need to do Fido. Fido, like I said, would get us into the vault sooner, but Okay, let's put that into this machine. There it is. Using a lot of power, but that's okay. Now it is cruising through. So our next upgrade is going to be the integral component. Move it to reinforced. That will require electrum. We don't have a whole lot of, but we can make some. Quartz we have. Signalum we don't have. Signalum will be, I think, no, what are we missing for signalum? I don't have red. Oh, I have plenty of redstone. We can fix this problem. All right. Signalum. We need 2 signalum gears. Done. We will need to take this out of there. Make this level. That should speed it up even more. What else? Probably should crush some copper. I think that's it at the moment. But we can essentially move these augments around depending on what we're working on at the time. Oh yeah, look how fast that is. Yay. How are we doing on flint? Running low on flint. Put in another batch. Speaking of that, pulverize cobblestone to get some sand and flint. Let's go ahead and do that. Got a bunch of it. Oh, I did do copper dust. Okay. Nice. Where's my villager? Oh, I killed the villager when I killed the phantoms. Oh. What I get for trying to be funny. Oh, you'll buy book. No, that's Curse of Vanishing. You'll buy book and quill. No, we're just gonna buy more glass. Until you reset. We can use the glass. Okay, it has finally broken the fishing pole. Question I have is whether or not it actually uses the mending enchant, since it does generate XP. We'll see. We'll check back. So this fishing rod is currently at full health. Do, 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 do. You are not generating quite enough. What I'll just redstone furnace that does the... No, that's just a regular... Oh, you can cook rotten flesh into leather. That's cool. Don't know if that's particular to thermal or not, but... Sawmill... Oh, it's induction smelter, I think is what I was looking at. Yes, the induction smelter. What does it take to make you? Machine frame. That's not a big deal. Stone link is not a big deal. Invar. Cool. Make an induction smelter. So we won't need to... So now we won't need to use the fire charges when we need to make blends. That's cool. Oh, here, igneous extruder, we can make cobble. What do we need for this? Well, 4 black chromatic steel? Why is this so expensive? What else does it make? Basalt, stone, black stone, cobble, deep slate, and deep slate. Okay. Interesting. Very expensive. All right. I'm betting we don't have it anymore. Okay, so this is going to take some time. We should get a storage. We should get some sort of storage next to it. I believe it pushes into chests, so maybe we'll get a double chest. Sure, we'll go with the 2 double chests. I don't know that it'll make a difference, but try. Red, I think I read that it said that it pushes out of the side. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, maybe it doesn't push out the side. Oh, unless one of the augments is to push out. Am I out of the water? Yeah, that's obviously the answer. You know what? Doesn't matter. We can just use modular routers to send it up here to the storage. Just need to make a couple of modular routers. You or you need a solar module Mark II times 2. Two. And then we're going to need a sender module. Maybe 1? Question mark? I think we're going to need senders. Alright, so that, and that. Range up augment. One block per augment to a hard max. See the module tooltip. Max of 48. Okay, so we need more range up augments. Okay. Alright, 48. Okay. So that's a sender. Well, I want you to send stuff. I don't know where I want you to send stuff. We're going to have you send stuff somewhere. So, We are currently at... Let's assume for the moment I want you to send... Lost a chest. Let's assume I want you to send everything here. This chest right there. For the moment. That is at 120. 127. So we can send 48 blocks. So that leaves me 21. 179. Why 79? And okay, you're not out of range. Cool. And actually, we can probably get away with... Oh, Polar is a max of 24 blocks. So we're going to need a second router. I think. That is at 60. So 84. Oh no, this should work. It's 79. Out of range. Is it? 60. Ow. Alright, I'm gonna need this chain. So that will start pulling all of the drops from the aquatic entangler up here. At some point, we'll probably have it insert the system, but for the moment, we just got it. Okay, it's definitely taking durability. So mending does not really work. That is surprising. Although, thinking about this, I do not need that second router. I can just put a range on augment in. Oh, it's max 24. Okay, that okay, yeah. I see what I'm doing here. We definitely want to lose that. We're not magnet. Another set of these. Fine. 12 is the max. Cool. There we go. One router is handling everything. Perfect. $54. Oh, pads to go. My patience is running thin. We'll see though. Okay. Got the modular routers doing their thing. Yeah. Now you're done crushing things. Cool. All right. What is the device for making glass chiller? Okay. Yes, that makes sense. It needs to be provided water. Seem to remember that it needed water faster than a faucet could provide. How much is a sink? Infinite water bucket. That's actually not horrible. But 2. I don't know that we need a sink yet. Because we could do refined destructor. on an infinite water source. And then export water to that. Although we don't desperately need ice right now. We have the more and more I'm waiting, the more and more likely I'm going to unlock Fido. Although I'm wondering if we should get a second aquatic accumulator for fish. Um, Fishing rod. I think having a second one of these fish is definitely good. We'll just do that for fish. Means I need this polar module, and then we need to make 4 more of that. Give that max range. And then aqua chow. I don't know how many slime. Yeah, we don't need it that bad. Okay. Put in second one of these. This one will All right, we've got our name tag guy back. Wow, you got 2 Curse of Vanishing books. All right, name tag guy is back. Oh, we get ink sacs. That's nice. That's not even a river biome. I don't even know if we can make an echo cloud right now. No. We don't have enough pubium. We don't have enough sparkle. No, well, no. We're one sparkletine short. So even if I wanted to go Fido, I can't. That's a shame. So we have one pog, so we could get away with 7 tubium. That one sparkletine, that's a problem. I guess we could also do botany pod. But I mean, honestly, Fido is the way to go. Longer term, just because of the amount of stuff that a Fido... Like when tulips show up or coral shows up, we can start duplicating all of those things. All right. Unfortunately, we're still stuck, though, waiting for lily pads. Guess we could make a second junk net. Now. Yeah, that'll... Okay, what else can we learn about thermal? Is there a book for thermal? I do not see a thermal book. Resonant. Lunium. Oh, that's just the weird. We have all that? Oh, we do. Tin, silver, and glowstone. Silver, tin, and glowstone. Apparently, it is a 1 to 2. All right, so I've got glow. Oh, it's in my backpack. I'm like, where'd the glowstone dust go? I'm sorry, it's 1 to 3 to 2. I need more tin. Ten glowstone. Theory. That should. We're not using these augments here. So we made 20 lumium ingots. Then I need 2 of these. Hardened glass requires fine. Derium ingots require lead dust, ender dust, fire charge. I bet you we can put that in. Diamond dust, lead, and ender pearls. Nope, I have everything. Yay! Made a resonant integral component. Now everything will be speedy, speedy. Oh, if you cook gravel, you get slag. Slag is used for... What do we use slag for? Used in crafting. I thought it was a... Oh, boom, got it. What is rock wool used for? It's just wool. Oh, it's just a block. Okay. Hmm. 3 more lily pads. None in this fisher, though. Vacuum module. That's not bad. What about the XP one? Let's take the XP out of that for the moment. Okay, so it picked it up. Sent it over there. Fine. Need a second vacuum, which I can make a pog. Those. Those. Have it. Alright, so in theory, it should grab both of those. Hmm. Be curious to see whether that actually manages to collect a bottle of XP. If not, I'm sure we'll use a vacuum augment at some point. So it's not enough worried about it. It's taking longer to get these lily pads than I was expecting. I can't make the Fido. I'm in kind of this catch-22 right now, just waiting. Guess we can buy elevators. At least 3. Alright, let's figure out. Okay, that should put us. Yep. Goodbye. Forever. -17, -15. Oh, it's right underneath our edge hitter. Okay, we'll push it out to -7, -13. Go 2 blocks in that direction. One more. Actually eaten into my supply of... Nice. We did get a couple bottles of enchanting. Hey. 2 more lily pads. Alright, what else can we work on while we're waiting for the pads? Could do waystones and go put it over the ice farm, but that's kind of pointless now because we have thermal, so we can make ice, well, eventually. Could pull the trigger and go ahead and just jump into mob spawners, but I'm still not sure if we end up... Well, we can't do Fido until we get into the vault, so we're can this... That's a catch-22. Building gadgets is a thing. But just go ahead and do belts and redo our storage. Oh, I wonder what thermal gives for odd boxes. There's a modular router. No, that's not. Oh, it's picking stuff up from up here. That's a problem. Okay, I need to have it not look up. Let's do this. Actually, we'll have them look at each other. Vacuum from the front. 4K storage disk. And a sawmill. I don't know how sawmills thermal. Processes wood into wood plank. Can be used to make biomass. Don't know that we'll use it. Something to consider. 2 more lily pads. Disk drive is disk manipulators. Manipulator. Where's this drive? Staring me in the face. Black chromatic steel. 1K discs aren't bad. 4K discs aren't horrible. I remember 16 gets a little, 16's expensive. Fluid discs are cheap. Fluid discs are relatively cheap. Some processors. I'm thinking to myself, do I go ahead and set up a water storage now? For thermal when we want to start making ice. It's probably a good idea. What we can do is we can actually I think I can make a deconstructor. I need 2 of these. Okay, apparently we're out of raw processors. Okay, can't cook in those, that's fine. That would be a redstone furnace. Just cook them over here. Got cable. Go in there. Deconstructor. That. Yep. need more of these, of course. All right, we're gonna need a disk drive. We're out of process. We don't have any processor binding. Ugh. Okay. Blue processor, please. Okay. Machine frame. What we're missing is the processor. So that's done. We get a disk drive. Go ahead and put that disk in there because it's going to do us no good at the moment. I'm going to make a fluid disk. I'm going to need to make lots of these. I don't remember. I don't think we get the bucket back. No, definitely don't. Okay, so we're going to need 3 of those to make one of these. Oh, we need basic processors. Ugh. Right. Cook those. We're also going to need a storage housing. Oh, we have a 1K disk in the system. That in the disk drive. As well, I almost ran off the edge of the platform. Should be searching for is fluid. Okay. Need one. We're gonna need a whole bunch more. We're gonna need 2 more of those, which means I need 6 more of these. And I run out of silicon. Silicon is cooking. All right, we can go ahead and make. We're gonna need 3 more of you. And we need silicon. Redstone furnace. Stone furnace is definitely on the list. Thermal need. Okay. Yep, that's why that's the other reason. Pulverizer. Pulverizer you. Double it. Melt. Dust. Okay. One. Three. Now we need to make two more. You. And what did I just run out of? Okay. Processor. For a 64 part, I need two more of these. One. Am I missing? Basic processor. That. Okay, let's get these cooking. Make 1,024. I think that's enough for now. I don't think we're gonna need. Right, so let's go ahead and put fluid disk in. There we go. Oh, that's why I needed the other one. I needed to make an export. Technically, two. Four of Out of basic processors. Those cooking. Chromatic iron is duplicating. Remaking that exporter just so you have it. Come down here. We're probably out of. Okay. Need fluid. There we go. This way, when we're ready for ice making, we have water stored in the system, and it's going ahead and pushing it into the thermal generator for us. Right. Yeah, 1,000 buckets of water. I think we're good. We don't need the 4,000 disc right now. It will look weird here because it's going to say, oh, I can store 1,000,000. Well, yeah, you can. And then these discs here. Put it at priority -1. Because if stuff shows up there, that means that something has gone horribly wrong with the storage system. Because I believe this is set to 50, yeah. Copper, iron. Iron to gold. Gold to diamond. Why would we want to do a silver? Okay, it's not crafting. Okay, obsidian blossom chest. Wow, that's. Oh, we can make obsidian with thermal. That'll be helpful. Dog is dreaming and making little whimpering noises. Very cute. Rare magnet. Oh, and of course the black chromatic steel. How many shards do we have? Enough. Um. Pick up that black chromatic steel ingot. Okay. Nice. Let's see what we get for the magnet. 7.6 range, 13 velocity. Get a good copious roll on there. That could be the replacement for this magnet. Really worried about mining speed. Can we put on there 6 to 10? Or we can roll it. Wow, 1.9%. Lady. 8.4% copious and 5% item quantity. 17. That's not bad. Does that compare? 9.4. Got more velocity. And a little bit less range. Maybe. Maybe. Five more lily pads. It is happening. Very slowly. XP that the modular router getting is repairing the fishing rod. Yay. What about the machine frame? Var ingots. Iron and nickel. It was 1 to 2. Yep, 2 iron to 1. Two of those. Redstone link. That's the blast chiller. That. More cables. Good water. Why is water not? Okay, why are you not transporting water? This one's working. Wood. Oh, I didn't set the input. How much more do I have? 20 stacks. I'm gonna need to figure out what to do with all the fishing stuff. Like, leather boots can just go away. Core controller, colossal chest. So I need a polar mark II. Um, old fish stuff out. Stick. It's the leather. That. Bottles of chin. Whitelist those items. Proper. Polar mark. Leather boots. That. Water bottles. Whitelisted. More item damage. Bold. Open. Boy, bone, ink sacs, leather, stick, button. I don't think we're going to be filling up on rotten flesh. So that's fine. Pufferfish, cod, salmon. That's fine for the moment. Fill up ice cream. Hold on. Door controller first. Which colossal chest is that sending? Oh, only if it's although it's never getting those because I'm looking at them first. So honestly, that sender is not doing it. Throw that in the system. Actually, another flower. I have no idea what it is. Destroys items and reads it received. It's a trash can. Oh. Okay. It's a trash can. Oh. All right. Well, we are not going to be running any vaults tonight. Just not quite getting there on the lily pads. The good news is it is automated. It's slow. Lily pad should not come up again. So we'll just I'll probably AFK this over the weekend to get us back into vault production, which, to be honest with you, is a-okay with me. We've done pretty good to get to level 42 without any real big blocks. I think the last blocker that we had was actually, we didn't really have any big blockers. We've been extremely lucky. I'm thinking about it. So I am not going to complain. Let's see if there's anybody out there who is streaming. Nah, not anybody I know. So we're going to go ahead and call it here. So thank you very much for watching. Me fumbling through thermal. Well, we'll get better. Anyways, have yourself a wonderful evening. Take care.